Alrighty. You are facing... Okay, well, first of all, Vel'Koz is your hardest... just tuning in, how's your day going? Going good. We won a bunch of games, and we're doing a VOD review for a viewer right now. So you're facing... Vel'Koz is your hardest counter in the game. Also, you're facing a Tristana. I don't know if you noticed in the last game. Versus Tristanas, I like to take Exhaust, because Tristana's going to W in on you like level 2 or 3, and you're going to die. But if you have Exhaust, you can turn the kill. So, yup. Also, taking W level 1 is fine, but I usually wouldn't point until the last second, because if they invade, maybe you'd want your E. Also, you don't want to sit here. I don't know who warded that. Was that you? Yeah, you also don't want to waste your ward this early. It's doing nothing, so you're in the bush. Usually you want to stand right here. You don't want to stand here because they can hook you over the wall or something, right? So if you're standing here right now, what happens if Vel'Koz shot like a Q over the wall, hit you, and their whole team walked around the corner? You'd have to flash this wall and be like, and they could even flash after you. So you want to stand like right here. It gives you vision on the entrance so that if they walk in, you have time to react. If you're standing here and they all of a sudden just turn this corner, you're not able to react in time to get away. So always stand here instead. Gives vision on the entrance. Thanks, Ari. Learning a ton? No problem. Okay, you're wasting your W a lot too. I guess you're scared of getting counter invaded. But again, if you just stand here and wait right before the buff spawns, if they try to invade, you'll see it coming too. Because you kind of don't want your W on cooldown, because if they were cheesing this bush and you don't have your W on, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of just a waste of a W. Nasus with the five things. So, one sec. Is there a way? Why is this like perma up? How do I? There we go. So you don't want to waste your W like that. So first of all, your auto attack, your W resets the minion aggro. So if you auto attack and then W after, so you know how when you auto attack, these minions started attacking you and you took damage? You want to auto attack and then W after. So instead of Wing into auto range, you want to auto and then W. So first of all, you're playing really passive. You should already be in this bush. You should be like in the same lines as your EC, right? So if you auto there, see how this minion, that minion, you just took 2 minion autos? If you auto attack and then W after, you de-aggro the minions. So usually you want to do that first. Second of all, too, you want to auto the wave. You have to get your W procced. You should have got your W ready from the wave and then autoed, instead of like autoing without a W procced already. But this is good auto attacking. I like it. Nice. Huge. Congrats. Good job. Good job. Probably didn't need to W there again, but it's okay. It's a long cooldown. Remember that. One sec. So you see their junglers tops. You don't have to worry about getting ganked. In general, you're playing very safe all the time. Literally look at their bot lane and figure out what their win con is, right? So like this guy has no way to do anything to you. All he can do is Q you. His Q range is like about this far. So if you're in about the range of this Ashe, you're out of range of him. The Tristana's only thing she can do is W onto you. And if she does that at this HP, she just dies. Which is why I also usually take Exhaust so I can play aggressive, and if she W's onto me, it doesn't work. So there's no reason for you to be standing this far back. You should be standing like more aggressive right now. Right? Like look how far back you are. Like there's no point. Like you should be auto-attacking him for autoing that wave. Right? Nice try. I mean, if you look at where you did that, no reason to be afraid. I mean, some matchups there are. You have to do based on matchup, right? But like let's look at this E. You could have hit it if you did it from a better angle, right? So watch where you stealth from. First of all, again, you're being scared. You should be right here on the edge of the bush. There's no reason for you to be this far back, standing right on the edge of the bush, because if you watch right here, you stealth here, walk backwards, and then forwards, right? If you were just standing in the corner of the bush and you just stealth straight at the enemy, you would have been right here, and then you could have landed a double root and killed one of them. But instead, you're standing really far back. You stealth and walked this way and then back in and then forwards, and then it gives them so much time to react. Like, you basically got no distance with that. You basically went nowhere. You went like, duh, 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 and then through the root from here. You could have just been in the bush and just thrown it, and you would have been farther up than even using your W at all, if that makes sense. But yeah, like, look, I don't want to just keep hammering you, but you're just, like, really far back. There's no reason you should be behind your ADC, like, pretty much ever. Unless they have, like, a pike or something, like, who's going to hook you. Like, look again, you're making your ADC 1v2. Yeah, you're just, like, doing nothing. It seems like stay in front of ADC. You don't have to stay in front of ADC, but the rule of thumb is you want to be parallel with your ADC, right? So it's okay for you to be in front of your ADC, but you never want to be behind your ADC. You want to be parallel, right? In a line. And the reason for that is that, say that their bot lane right now, right? See how they're parallel right now? If they engaged on you, they're both in equal range to get to you. But like if they weren't parallel and one was behind the other, if they engage, the other one's too far to help. It's called like the triangle of League. Just watching Joe's VOD review makes me learn a lot. Of course. It also seems like you just only go aggressive when you have your W up. Like it seems like all you do is you play passive and wait till W's up and then go in for a root. Like you just should be like harassing a bit more or just like thinking triangles, got it? I don't know if the triangles made sense. It'll be easier when they're in closer range. I'll make it more obvious once you're in closer, right? So right here, triangle-wise, look, if we drew a triangle, their triangle is boop, 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 right? That's the range that they're in on your ADC. This is your triangle right now. This big-ass triangle, right? Like, for you guys to engage on them, you'd have to walk all the way up to here till you're parallel with your ADC so that you can both go in at the same time. Meanwhile, their triangle is much smaller, which means if they engage on your ADC, they'll be able to both hit them at the same time. But usually just want to try and stay parallel with your ADC. The only time you want to stand behind your ADC is if you literally think you're going to die if you don't. See, again, you did the same thing again. You did the same thing of stealthing from the back of the bush. You're wasting a lot of your W by doing that, right? Watch where you start your W from. Okay, it was warded, so never mind. It was warded, so it was fine where you W'd from. But, like, see how you walk here and then you start the W? Like, you're just, like, wasting your W. I don't know. Do you have considered software to draw on the stream? Yes, I have. I just keep forgetting. But, yeah, this bush is warded, so there's no point standing in it in general. See, this is better. This is better positioning. You're playing aggressive now. But, like, even here, like, you should be auto-attacking their ADC when she CS is there, right? Like, punish her. Right? Like, if she goes for the CS, you should punish. Yeah, see how you're playing aggressive while she's trying to CS? Going for free stuff? Good. It's easier to land skill shots if you just wait for the enemies to CS. Like, there, you went in without her CSing, but literally if you just wait for her to go for a CS, as soon as she goes for a CS, you just W at her. Then she either has to give up the CS or she gets killed. Especially when cannon minions are dying. Like, most ADCs will greed for a cannon minion. So if you just wait till the cannon minion's, like, getting low, you can just, like, run at them and try to land a root. And just make sure you always have your W proc, too. I can't, like... Okay, you do have your W proc. Good. So, I don't remember. I wasn't looking at the minimap where the jungler was, but, do you have any wards up? You do. So this is a good time. Since this wave is crashing into tower, and you don't know where the enemy jungler is, I'd say this is a good time to come here and just place a ward in this bush and hit this sweeper. So you can hit this sweeper and check if the enemy jungle is anywhere down here and get a ward here, or even just a ward wall here. It's a cane, so most canes like to come in this path here and then go over this wall to gank. So if you get a ward right here, it's really valuable versus cane. And like we can even take a look, like yeah, see? Kane's bot side. So if you did what I said and you came over and hit this sweeper, you would see Kane's bot, and then you guys would know to play safe. So yeah, this is just a good time. If you're crashing a wave into tower, is a good time to go get a ward. Not only can you do that, but like let's say you go over here, you hit the sweeper and put the thing, you see Kane's there. Now that you know that there's no one in these bushes, because you saw Kane here, you can potentially come up and gank this mid laner. You can come up here from behind, stealth out, and maybe hit a combo on him with a Pantheon for a free kill. So when you shove a big wave into tower, ward, and then from the ward, you can either roam mid or you can just go back bot. You can also pressure tower, but I'm just saying like, you're not really doing much here. Also, I know melee champions do more damage to towers, but you might, when there's another champion here, you should stay ranged. Like, this is really, really sketchy. You're gonna die now. Throw it. So basically, if you had gotten vision, welcome to the League tutorial channel. Welcome, welcome. If you had gone and got that vision I was talking about, you would have known Kane was bot side and you would have played safe. And you wouldn't have got caught. I mean, technically you won, but there's lots of worlds where you just die here, right? But let's just watch that fight again, because you played it pretty badly. No offense. That vision would have been huge, yes. So, first of all, like I said, you shouldn't be in melee form here. You should be in range form. Only go melee form, hit towers if you're literally, like, alone. So right here, your reaction was to run away. In this reaction, I would say, you should assume you're dead. Like, you lived, but you should assume that you're probably dead. What you should have done, you have your EQ, ignite, and auto up. And look at his HP, right? This was easy EQ, auto, ignite, and then flash out. And then you maybe live and get the kill, right? I mean, your AC got it anyways, but it wasn't thanks to you. It was kind of because he inted, right? So you could have, like, in a real, if they played this properly, this guy would have lived, and you wouldn't have got the kill. But if you threw your EQ auto, you would have got the kill, so... I know it's scary. You're probably panicking. You're like, oh my god, I'm going to die. I need to flash out and run away. But you have to be calm. You have to be really calm and just think about, like, what options you have. I watched a video of someone before, and what they said to get better things is if you're in a panic situation, you'll never get it. You should always have a plan in your mind before you go in. So like your plan should just like literally be like, right? If we go back here, you should have a plan up as you're autoing this tower, right? So you're like, okay, this guy's low. So your plan should be in your head already like, okay, if this guy gets into EQ range, I'll throw it, right? And then if that was already in your head like, oh, I'm going to look for an EQ on him, then when this Tristana jumped on you, since you were already thinking about EQing him, you would have already had the reaction to do it. So you have to be thinking like a step ahead. And that's about like anything. It's like how I said you have to know the range of the champions and know where to play. Like that's thinking ahead. And then you have to think like, oh, if Tristana W's in on me in lane, what am I going to do? Okay, I'll probably EQ her, ignite, and try to run away and stealth, right? Like that's my plan if Tristana goes in on me. I'm assuming I'm going to die. I tried too much to avoid as much damage as I can. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it looks like you just panicked. But anyways, let's move on. Oh, I have the vision on the enemy side right now. So you guys should look to reset. You should shove this wave in and just back. You should be helping your ADC push. Like, help your ADC push. Throw your EQ into the wave. Help your ADC push. Alright, good pick. Help your ADC push. You guys should reset or help your jungler. You should be walking. As soon as you see, a thing about support is you should always move towards your jungle too when you see him, right? So, like, even here, I wasn't even paying attention because of the VOD review, but, like, right? If you're here, right, we're chilling. We're chilling. Even before you see the enemy Kayn, when you see the Scuttle Crab up and your jungler is going for Scuttle Crab, you should have helped your ADC push this wave in and started moving up already. When you see the Scuttle up and your jungle is coming, and that goes for any lane. Like, say you're playing mid lane and your jungle is about to go for the top side Scuttle, you shove the wave and move to your jungle in case he needs help. You're playing top lane, your ADC, your jungle is going for the crab, shove the wave, go help him. Or if you can't shove it, just start walking this way to get to your ADC, your jungler, right? Because, like, you could have been moving, and you could have been, like, if you were moving, you would have been, like, right here right now. You know what I mean? And then when this guy showed here, you would have come in from behind, and this would have been a free kill. But even still, you're not moving. Like, you should be moving. And again, you don't like to stand on the edge of the bush. You should be on the very edge of the bush, right? Because it gives you more distance. Like, you're going to go in right here, and it would have just given you more distance. Good NEEKO. You guys should back, though, 100%. The reason you guys should back is because you haven't backed yet, and your ADC has 2,000 gold, and you have 1,000 gold. Yeah, see, this could have been you guys losing the game, to be honest. It's good that you actually ended up roaming in the end, but this could have just straight up lost you the whole game because of you not roaming in time. And if you were there, it just single-handedly, like, if you were there and you guys just pick up 3 kills, that just, right there, boom, you just won the game. Move on to next game, like, straight up from that play. Or, like, there, you could have just straight up lost because you're not moving. So it's really important to, like, watch for your junglers going for, if your jungler is going for bot scuttle or going into the enemy jungle, shove your lane and move towards your jungle. Let's get a drink. Do you mind if I upload this to YouTube, by the way? Keep eye on jungler and help in river. And I got move speed and rigor. Thanks. Yeah, do you have rune? I didn't even look at your runes. Yeah, you got water walking, so you do have move speed and rigor, so it helps you even more. Yeah, I like your rooms. These are my good roaming rooms. I haven't been running it as much now because I think Cosmic Insight is kind of busted. Cosmic Insight reduces your flash cooldown by 40 seconds, which on a champion who's like flash-based, like NEEKO, having 40 seconds off your flash cooldown is actually kind of insane. So I've been running Cosmic Insight. But yeah, took those rooms for my suggestions. Pog. Question, I've had so many games in low elo where I try to help ADC push lane like you said, but my ADC will spam ping me and say stop hitting minions. What do you recommend doing then? If your ADC is getting tilted, I would recommend just stop. Even if you know it's wrong, if your ADC is getting tilted, it's not worth it. But just say sorry in chat. Sorry, was just trying to help you shove so we could get a reset. And then just don't do it again. By 40? Yes. Cosmic Insight reduces your flash cooldown by 40 seconds. I think any champion who's flash-based, it's like honestly a no-brainer rune. Like say you're playing Pantheon support, I would take Cosmic Insight. Like if you trade flash for flash, like think about it. If you trade flash for flash on Pantheon, like you flash W on their ADC and their ADC flashes out, the next time your flash is up, you have 40 seconds to flash on their ADC where they won't have flash up. Like Cosmic Insight is insane now. Last season it used to be 15 seconds. It was okay, but it was hard to make use of a 15-second window. Now that's a 40-second window. It's really good. This is by far the most informative stream I've come across in forever. I've only been watching for like 5 minutes. Well, this is a VOD review right now. You can get VOD reviews by collecting channel points, or Itchy paid me $20, and I'll do it on stream or off stream, whatever you want. And we just go through a game that you send me. So anyways, let's see what's going on. Have you backed yet still? Okay, you really need to back. Like you have freaking almost 2,000 gold here. Thank you for the follow. So I don't need to tell you that that route was bad. Someone's coming in the flank. Let's just watch this fight out, and then I'll tell you what I think. Well, it worked out in the end. So, like, I don't have to tell you that that was way too far. You didn't have your W up, but you should just walk into range and throw your EQ auto on them. Also, you want to be protecting your Ashe here. So you should have held your E in general and then rooted them here. Also, you should be keeping eye of the Vel'Koz coming in behind. Yeah, there's not much to say other than you just throwing out your root too early. Other than that, you're auto-attacking and doing everything. It seems good. You really need to back, though. Do you have any wards up? You have one ward, so before you back, you should get a ward up, too. I would place, like, a ward either over the wall here or place a ward in this bush here. I would also destroy these cones before you back because they can only hurt you if the enemy uses them. May as well use them for yourself while you can. Okay, I like the positioning. You were playing safe because you're really low and you can get one shot. And going in to trying to kill Secure with that auto attack, the KS, right? I see it. I like it. You really need to back, though. This is good helping them push, but you need to back really badly. Honestly, this is good, too, to take plates because you're all here, but you need to back after the second plate. Kill Secures. Always try to put ward on the map before backing base. Yes. You don't want to back. Well, like, that's more with your support item than the control with your trinket wards. But yeah. In general, if you have what are you using your W on? One sec. Let me just see what you're using your W for. I mean, I guess it was okay, but it's kind of a waste of a W. You could have just walked backwards, and then you would still have your W up. You like to spam W a lot. Just remember it's a 20-second cooldown. It's pretty valuable. Because this could have been a good point to have it up in case. Wait, what the hell? Did that guy just ulti? Where are you? Dude, you're confusing me with the mind game. Stop it. Okay, let's see what you do here. Also, this ward in the bush, I get that you, is it not worth using W on the minion wave, huh? Yeah, like, you want to hold your W as much as possible. This ward you put in the thing, first of all, look at the vision it's giving. It's really bad. If you're going to put it in the bush, you want to put it right on the edge of the bush right here in the corner. Because in the corner right here, it would have given vision up to here. It's not much more, but getting vision on this area right here is a lot more vision than that. So try to put it on the corner, right? The corner, the corner, the corner, right? What other bushes, right? Like the corner or like right on the edge right there, right? Like you want to try and keep them in the corners, not next to the wall because you're not getting much vision. But in general, I would have just put the ward over the wall instead and given vision on all of this because you're going to see here in this fight, it's really like, yeah, again, you're throwing your root when you don't need to, but it's okay. Like, again, you can see how like not having vision here hurt and this ward's doing pretty much nothing for you. It might feel weird if you don't have vision, but if you have a ward here and you see someone walk in this bush, it's no different than having a ward in the bush. Like, if you know they're in there, it doesn't matter if you have a ward or not. Like, you know they're in there, if that makes sense. But, dude, you need to go B. Oh, a Pog ult. Hell yeah. Nice try, nice try. Go B, please, though. You're stressing me out. Malphite really flashed LT'd out and said, nah, I'm not having it. Yeah, that Malphite was not wanting none of that. Time he's sneaking in his house and steal the food that he bought $20. The heck? Why are you doing that, Ming? All right, you know what? I like this. This is a mistake I always see in low elo players and you're not making. Most low elo players would just autopilot walk bot. I always say if you're going to autopilot anywhere, you should autopilot walk mid. I'd probably walk through the jungle here instead of straight through the middle. But I like the fact that you're going mid. That's Pog. Okay, well now you're going bot again. There's no point going bot. So what are you going to do if you go bot? This guy's here, the enemy bot's not here. I know you don't think you can do much mid, but let's say Malphite from base came down mid and came and ganked mid, right? You want to be there to counter gank. Or say that their jungler, Kayn, comes and ganks mid. You going mid can counter gank. The time for you to walk here and then bot doesn't really delay you anything. And you can walk down and get a ward in this bush for your mid laner, which is huge. So like I would always from base come here, get ward for your mid laner. It really helps. You can come here, put a ward there, walk down here, get a ward of the wall here. Now you have vision on here, you have vision on here and here. Your mid laner is super safe, you're super safe bot, and you're happy. But if you just walk straight bot, you don't get vision control for your team. And you made a wrong turn so close. It's okay. I mean, like I'm saying, even people in Diamond Elo don't do it half the time. But you always want to walk towards mid, because you going here, okay, you got bot and you got 2 EXP. So this is what you got for going bot right now, right? And you get those Ghost Poros up, exactly. So you came bot and you literally got 2 minions of EXP. That 2 minions of EXP, and look at your jungle right now, it's completely dark. So instead of getting 2 minions of EXP, you could have got vision control, which is a lot more valuable. Another vaguely related question, when I tried to roam from base or when AC calls, they spam question mark ping saying, why am I leaving lane? It's okay to roam, your AC doesn't want you to be alone. Yeah, I mean, it's if you're coming from base, unless they're literally like, the only time I'd go bot is if it's like, say it's a Leona Draven right here and your ADC is about to get dove, then no. But if like you and the enemy bot lane both reset at the same time, then like there's no reason for you to go bot. Your ADC is not going to be facing anyone. Just go mid, but just make sure you get bot really, really quickly. Again, you're just wasting your W. No point in Wing there. You seem to just have Butterfingers. So also, I know I told you about vision, but like even if you didn't roam mid, like you're being very dangerous. Like Kayn could be sitting right here and about to come over and kill your Ashe. Like as soon as you got to lane, you probably want to put like a control ward here, a ward here, and a ward here. The reason why it's good to get a ward here and here, because it gets this choke and this entrance. And because it's Kayn, you probably want a ward in here too, like a ward there, there, and there. How is Kayn supposed to gank bot side, right? You can't come through here because of the ward. You can't come through here because of the ward. And you can't come through here because of the ward. So if you get like a ward across river is what you want to do when you get back, because you have your support item completed. Better vision, I do huge issues with Kayn. Yeah, well, it's because you're like pushed up. Like right now, what would you do if Kayn just came over the wall, hit you up with a W, and Tristana W'd on you, right? Remember when I'm saying you got to think in advance what you would do in those scenarios? You got to be thinking, like, what would happen realistically if Kayn came right now? I would be dead. So maybe I should be getting vision right now instead of pushing the tower. Especially with Malphite ult too. Like, Malphite could literally just, like, I know he doesn't have flash, but you probably don't even realize that in this elo. Like, he could, in your mind, he has flash. He could just flash ult to you right now and you just die. He does ult to you, right? Like, literally pause here. What would have happened if Kayn was right there? It's okay to still roam? I mean, I would. If you want to increase your chance of winning, you need to roam. Right? Like, you barely won, but, like, what would have happened if Kayn was there? You would have been screwed. And you guys lost anyways. Tristana could have killed you there. He's trolling. Nice. Go back. Just B. What were you buying, by the way? Nice. Instead of getting the ruby crystal, I would have got boots, your base boots, because move speed is really important on supports. You have enough to upgrade this, so that's good. And you have enough for your boots. Nice. So again, where do you go? Well, look at bot lane, right? The wave's into the tower, and when the next wave comes, it'll push back to your ADC, so there's no need for you to go straight bot. You can walk mid, and the cool thing is if you walk mid, Pantheon can come in and ulti. So if you're walking mid right now, and then Pantheon ultis, and you come in and go. So, yeah. If you want to win, try and impact them up as much as you can, yep. But yeah, there's no point of walking bot here. Again, you just want to go mid and get vision control around here, and then go bot. It's always worth it to go mid and get vision control for your mid laner. I mean, literally, yesterday, I played a game in mid lane. I gave up mid to the enemy support, to my support laner, and I literally typed to my support, on first black, please come and get vision around mid. And my support didn't come and get vision for me mid, and I just got ganked through this path from Nunu over and over again, and it was so tilting that game. Because I'm just like, I literally gave her my role, and I only asked her one thing. I told her, on your back, please get wards and ward right here for me. And she didn't do it, and I got ganked over and over again. It was just really tilting. But yeah, like, it really helps your mid laner, because if you ward here, then your mid laner can put his ward here, because your mid laner only has one ward, right? Your mid laner cannot ward both sides. So if you ward here for your mid laner, then your mid laner can come up and ward here, and now your mid laner can play so aggressive, because your mid has vision here, your mid has vision here, and now your mid laner can push up. But right now, what can your mid do? Your mid can get ganked from all over the place. So like, you just need to think about, like, getting vision for your mid laner is really useful. It helps a lot. So this is kind of dangerous. So instead of face checking and send your W backwards, what you need to do is send your W forwards and wait for it to scout and then go, right? So, right here, if I were going to go in, I would stand here and I would send my W. I would walk up to maybe here and then send my W into that bush and I would just chill here. I wouldn't even... I saw their Tristo. Okay, but what about their freaking Vel'Koz who's missing on the map? What if Vel'Koz was walking over this way? What about freaking... Okay, yeah, you're right. Their jungle is dead. So maybe you're right here. I wasn't paying attention. But their Vel'Koz could be coming. And their Trist could still over here. Like, you don't know where their Trist is right now. Their Trist could be here and just W over this wall onto you. It's still better to just send your W and scout. It's a good, like, habit. So again, I already told you this before. But this ward, see how you're getting only vision here and it's getting cut off? If you put the ward right here, it would give you a bit more vision up here. And it would give you vision up there. So try to get them in the corner of bushes. So that was an okay play. I would have been worried about Tristana ulting you under tower and W. She didn't have ulti, but good job. I like the fact that you're being proactive and making something happen, so it's good. I would just leave. Oh, never mind. Nice. I probably would have just left though and assumed my ADC was dead, but you just smurfed him. I mean, the game's 17-7, so I guess you're just ultra fed. Yeah, never mind. You're just too fed. Also, a good ward when you're here is just place a... It doesn't have to go, like, get out of your head that wards have to go in bushes. If you go over here and just place a ward right here, you can break the blast cone, and this still gives you pretty much the same good vision here. Like, if I walk over and put it... First of all, I wouldn't even put the ward in the bush at all. I'd probably put the ward right there, because it's better, because then it gives you vision up to here. So I'd probably put the ward there. I almost never ward this bush if you do put it in the corner. But I'd probably walk up and ward there, walk over here, place a ward over the wall, and then now you have like all this vision here to keep you safe while you're pushed here. Because right now this ward doesn't stop someone from coming down here and walking in from behind and flanking you. But if you put a ward right there, now they can't flank you from here, right? And mid shoved in so they can't. But right now someone could have walked down here potentially and walked behind you. I've played this game for years and I'm learning so much from this. No problem. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos and watched like people. Even now I still watch like content to learn from support. Even though I usually know 90% of the content, I still watch it just in case. Never know what you could learn. Man, the game's 18-8. So how you guys can snowball games and end quicker? Well, first of all, you can stack dragons. So instead of backing there, you had wards up still. You should have placed... You placed twos. You probably had two more up still. You should have got a ward at least on the dragon. Because you don't want to give up free dragons. Yeah, they're doing dragons, see? Unlucky. You need to get vision. Because like something like this, it stalls out the game. And stalling out the game versus a Nasus and a Vel'Koz and like, look at their comp. You're ahead, but like Xin Zhao falls off, Pantheon falls off, you fall off. You don't want this game to stall. Giving up free dragons when you're up 10 kills is really bad. Also, your team wants to fight, so you should be moving towards your team. Okay, well, this ward does nothing. They already took the dragon. We put controllers in bushes so wards get cards fast. Yes. I mean, somehow it worked out. It was kind of ridiculous, though. So my big criticism here is NEEKO's passive hides the ulti cast. This is something that everyone who watched my stream will know. So this ability, you see the third line down, this ability can be prepared in secret if NEEKO is disguised. Always, always, always use your passive before you ulti. So you could have either used you either could have passive and then ulted, or after you proto belted, you could have applied your passive right now and then ultied. Because the thing is right now the enemy team will see you ulting, right? Like right now you could have applied passive right before you ultied, and then the enemy team would have seen this. I mean, the enemy, both of them got hit by it anyways because they're stupid. But like realistically, they shouldn't have got hit by this because they saw it coming. If you use your passive to hide the ulti cast, they wouldn't have saw it coming, and then you would have hit it for sure. I'm gonna maybe speed up a little bit because I've taken it pretty slow, and honestly, it's looking down here, it's looking like it's about to be a stunt. Or hit the passive key. It's been so hard to disguise when I ulti. I getting better. It's hard. Do you bind the passive? Yes. If you look here in your keybinds. Oh wait, it's not here. If you go into your keybinds in game, you have to be in a game. It doesn't show out of game. if you go to hotkeys, you can scroll down. Yeah, Gulag just posted it. There's like a thing where it's transform. By default, it's shift F1 through 4. I re-keybinded mine to shift 1 through 5. So shift 5 turns me into myself. Shift 4 turns me into ADC. Shift 3 turns me into the jungle or mid laner. Shift 2 turns me into jungle. Shift 1 turns me into top lane. You just want to always be pushing those before you go. I know Eric Dota, he actually just puts it on his mouse button. He puts 1 to turn into his jungle on the mouse button, so that whenever he ulties, he just taps the mouse button and can turn into his jungler at a bare minimum. Or something like that. So if you don't want to have to remember all those keybinds for all your teammates, you can even just put one of them to your mouse keybind so that it's easier. Whatever you find. Just a quick question. When is the right time to use Rocket Belt? It just depends. Usually you want to use it at the end of your ulti so you can give them a surprise. But with the new way Rocket Belt works where it gives you a speed boost, you can use Rocket Belt earlier to get you in range to land a root and stuff. So you either want to use it to chase someone down and land a root, or you want to use it at the very end of your ult. You have the animation of your ult right before you jump in the air. That's when you want to proto belt. So you guys are, by the way, you guys are liking to autopilot bot. You guys need to start pressuring mid now. You took the tower. You want to pressure this tower. This tower. Usually the rule is you want to pressure the outermost tower. So instead of pushing this tower, you guys should have all gone top lane and took out this free tower here. And then you could have pushed and pressured, and then you would have had control of the Baron side, right? Like there's no dragon up and Baron's spawning in 19 seconds, or Herald's spawning in 19. So you guys should have went top, pushed this tower, and then taken the Rift Herald, and then maybe pop the Rift Herald and try to take an inhib or something. You don't do ADC coaching, do you? I do coaching for any role, any position, any champ. I try not to do any of that on stream unless it's NEEKO, but I can do off stream coaching for any role. I've done jungle coaching for diamond players. Obviously, support role and NEEKO, I'll give you the best for bang for your buck. But like, to be honest, so far, everything I've done so far, 90% of it has had nothing to do with NEEKO in the first place. Like, how much you charge? $20 for a VOD review, or you can do channel points. I'm glad there was a VOD review. I've learned so much. Hey, thank Itchy. So like, this is okay, I guess. You guys are super far ahead, but again, in general, you want to pressure the outermost turrets instead of things like you guys, like I said, it ended up working out, but again, the correct play was take top and then rotate, take Herald. You guys should back. You can see 3 people here and you're only 2. You guys should actually, after you took this tower, you guys should just rotated through. You guys could have probably walked here, placed a ward of the wall, and come over and rotate to mid tower. So good. Again, you didn't use your passive to hide your ulti, and you flashed too early, right? So, right, you used your... See how the second you ultied, their reaction, right? Look at the difference this could have been. I'm going to watch it twice, and we'll look at it and watch the difference, right? So they can see you casting ulti, and watch how they react because they see you ulting, right? So let's watch right here. Compared to if you use your passive to hide your ulti cast. I'm telling you, don't feel dumb either. I swear to God, when I watch pro players like Wonder play NEEKO, they don't do it either. I don't get why pro players don't use the passive to hide the ulti cast. It seems really stupid. Okay, watch. Like, they saw, the second you cast it, they saw it, right? And then she flashed, she tried to flash out. She did flash out. And the only reason she was able to react is because she saw it. So the timing for the flash, you want to use your passive, walk at them, and flash at the last second. So I'm going to tell you when you should have flashed, right? So you put your passive up, you ulti, and instead of flashing, see that animation of you jumping in the air? That's when you want to flash. You flashed way too early. They probably forgot about it. I don't know. I'm just saying they don't do it. So yeah, you want to wait till the last second. This is really early. You don't usually want to take inhibs this early because it gives them a wave of farm. And usually you take inhibs to pressure Baron, but Baron's not even up, so it's kind of bad. Also, you guys are still just AFK pushing bot. You guys need to really go move somewhere else. I don't know when to flash when she jumps up. Right before she flashes, I'd go into practice tool. After this game, I'll go into practice tool for a second, just show you guys the timing for the flashes. You don't do it, but you don't play NEEKO often? Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying if you want to get... Oh, wait, that's not you. Your always turn is the ADC. Let's see what you got this game. And you got your Zanya's. Nice, nice. Zanya's is good versus Kayn. So, yeah, it's fine. So, the mistake you made there was you face-checked one of the best parts about NEEKO support is you don't have to face check, right? So here, again, instead of walking in, literally use your W. Just send your W and just chill and wait. As soon as your W checks the bush, you can walk up, ward it, hit this cone to see over there, and then you can get a ward over there. But like, what would have you done if like, what if Kane was literally sitting in the bush here and just like one shot you, right? And you also see this guy walking behind and you keep going in.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
You take inhibs, you said before Baron. Yeah, usually you want to wait till 20. If it's before 20, you usually don't want to take the inhib before 20. Because you want to use the inhib to pressure Baron. Like right now, look. What's happening bot, right? They're farming the bot lane right now. They're getting extra EXP. And not only are they getting extra EXP, but look at these minions dying, right? All these minions, your team's not getting, right? And what are you guys getting off of it? Like literally nothing. There's no Baron up. There's no Dragon up. So off of, they're literally right now losing minions. You're losing EXP and gold, and they're getting extra EXP and gold, and it's just like a catch-up mechanic. So I wouldn't take it until the 20-minute mark, so you can at least pressure Baron. But trying to get your team not to do it in low UL mid is hard. But usually I just spam Bing and type in chat like, don't take it. It's not worth. Oh, nice proto belt root. Oh, really proud. Good job. Oh, unlucky. I get you're trying to pressure. Oh, really good ult. Again, use your passive before. I think you're trying to pass pressure, but you shouldn't walk towards him. Really risky. Again, when your W's up in 3 seconds, I would send my W to check that bush and get vision down. Do you have any? You do. You have 2. Actually, Dragon's spawning now in 29 seconds, so you probably want to get vision on Dragon's side. A word that a lot of low elo players don't do, so you don't want to pressure this. This is bad because literally it's called numbers game, right? So before we saw Malphite there, you have 2. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4. So potentially there's 4 people. There's potentially a guy right here. There's potentially a guy right here. Always count, right? If you don't see people on the map, always assume they're next to you. So if you don't see Vel'Koz on the map, you should assume he's here. You don't see Nasus on the map, you should assume he's like right here, right? So you should just count, right? And if you don't have numbers, you don't do it. So if you had 4 people here, it'd be okay because it'd be a 4v4. But you have 2, so you should assume it's a 2v4. You should just leave. Right? And see, there's 4 people and you guys just die. And again, this was a point where you guys could have lost another dragon because of that, which would have stalled the game out longer for them, which is bad. And again, see all these minions getting denied on their team and they're just picking up more EXP and farm. You guys are just falling farther and farther behind. So, do you have a control ward? Yeah, you do. So you should place a control ward, get a ward over the wall, maybe even a ward over the wall into this bush, just so, because Kane could be sitting here and come over the last second and steal it, unless that's Kane there. Okay, that is Kane there. But either way, you should put a control ward, get a ward over the wall minimum. Your team's resetting. You should just back. There's no reason for you to be here. Again, right, what I just said. So right now you have 2 people. Oh, that's you. So you have 1, 2, right? And you see 2 people on the map. And there's 5 people alive. So you should assume there's 3 people top right now. You should assume right now this is a 2v3. You should assume Nasus is here. Who is that? Kane? So you should assume Nasus, Vel'Koz, and Tristana are here and about to kill you. Like, just assume. It's not... You shouldn't be like, oh, but one of them's probably mid. Like, no. If you don't see them on the map, you should assume they're all right here right now. And it's right now you have 2. So it's a 2v3. You should leave. Oh, this is such a waste of Herald too. It ended up being a 2v2. It ended up being a 2v2, but it easily could have been a 3v2. Oh, and there's the Vel'Koz, right? So it kind of was. I'm kind of getting tired, so I'm just going to fast forward. This game's pretty much done. There's not much to learn from here. Alright, let's watch this team fight coming up. Oh, you guys lose this team fight, actually. They could have taken Herald bot. I mean, bot had no tower. They could have taken Herald mid and popped it. It wasn't even about using a top was the problem. The problem is that the team wasn't there. They had Baron. If they group up as 5 and Baron and pop Herald as 5 with the Baron wave, like, you're just ending the game. But, like, they didn't even get the top inhib. Like, look at how close it was. If they were, like, as 5 pushing with that, they would have got it. Massive ulti. Nice job. Nice job. Yeah, your team was just kind of fighting. Not much you could do. But it looks like you guys just take Dragon in endgame, so I hope you learned some stuff from this game. Thank you so much for this view. It's been great. I really appreciate it. Feel free to post it. All right, thank you.